guys, so I'm going to be reacting to someone called AZ Land, and this video is going to be, I was in a coma. Oh, if you don't know what a coma is, it is when you are in a hospital in a bed, your eyes are closed and you can't hear anything, and you're just there for a couple of days. You might die or you might live. And the title is, I was in a coma, but I heard everything. That's a miracle. That is a miracle. Okay, let's watch it. Oh, this is the advert.
Hey class, who would like to do problem 3 on the board? Please don't.
I've literally heard that advert every day. Also, I can pause adverts.
Guys, this is the true story of a girl who was in a coma for years but could hear everything around her. So let's find out how this happened.
I was my mom and dad's only child. We were
Okay.
a middle-class family, and we lived in a small house with a stunning backyard.
Ooh, it is
and
nice.
An old oak tree that was said to be even older than my grandparents.
Trees are very old. What can I say?
When my dad first bought the house, he found a tree house in the oak tree built by the kids who'd lived in the house before us.
I love tree houses. I've always wanted a tree house my whole life.
After a lot of convincing, my father agreed to fix the tree house. He even made a wooden ladder.
Oh,
I
he's
could
so
climb
nice.
into the tree.
Best
I
dad
remember
ever.
helping my dad decorate its walls with posters and photos of
Metallica.
For a second, you might be thinking, what a sweet family. But no, this wasn't the case.
Why? Everything sounds great so far. Let's hear her out.
My mom was a moody woman who yelled a lot, and nothing me or my dad did could please her. She would spend the whole night smoking cigarettes in front of the TV and then sleep the whole day.
Inside.
As for my dad, he spent his time working so he could pay the bills and buy us food.
She sounds a little lazy.
Me? Well, after I got home from school, there was nothing for me to do but go and play with my dolls in the treehouse.
At least she has
for
the
my
treehouse.
13th birthday, my dad bought me the best gift ever. He bought me a little white puppy that was super fluffy. I called him Snowball.
Yes.
Perhaps this dog would keep me company so I wouldn't be so alone.
I love the puppy already, even though it's just a drawing.
And I taught him lots of tricks. We used to spend all day together in the treehouse.
The best
We would only
friends.
go home to eat dinner. That way, we steered clear of my mom's yelling and her long fights with my dad. On that same night, while I was lying in bed hugging Snowball, it started to feel like my life was falling apart.
Oh, this poor
my mom
girl.
was screaming hysterically at my dad, telling him that the money he was bringing in was no longer enough.
I mean, he can't do anything about it. How about you help? Just saying. Wow.
He should start searching for an extra job. She said that she could no longer go out with her friends because she was so embarrassed. She couldn't afford to buy new dresses every...
Girl, I don't think you need fancy dresses. I think if you guys are struggling for money, you should be focused on, food, education, health. The important things. Yeah, if you got some extra money, treat yourself. Buy all the dresses you want. But it's not a priority. Like this video if you think the mom is being mean.
She was so embarrassed. She couldn't afford to buy new dresses
Embarrassed.
every time they went out like her friends did. I saw Snowball looking at me as if he wanted to say, "What a silly woman."
I agree, Snowball.
fighting-
I agree. I agree with the dog.
Loud screaming continued for a long time
Oh,
until I
this
could
poor
no
girl.
longer bear it. I snuck out of the window and headed towards the dark oak tree in the backyard. Everything around me was dark. Behind me walked Snowball. We crept very quietly so no one would hear us, and then we arrived at the treehouse. It was
treehouse.
pitch black, so I missed a step on the ladder,
No,
and then
no.
my leg slipped. The last thing I remembered from that day was that after I fell hard on the ground, everything around me turned fuzzy.
Oh, this poor girl. Okay, I don't want a treehouse anymore. That's terrifying. I never thought about that, but maybe they're a little dangerous. This just ruined tree houses for me.
Then I wasn't able to feel anything. After a little while, I
poor
felt myself
girl.
waking up. My head hurt and I couldn't feel any part of my body.
no, I think she's in a
completely
coma.
lost control over my body parts.
Oh, no.
Even my eyes. I couldn't open them. I could feel the light around me, but
Guys, she's paralyzed. This poor girl.
I couldn't open my eyes. Oh my, what happened to me? Was I stuck in my sleep, or was it worse than that? Had I died? I didn't know much about death, except that after death, a person drowns in darkness.
Except this is worse than a coma, and we're gonna find out why.
This darkness I felt was different, completely different. I could feel my body freezing. Suddenly I heard someone.
Sure,
If I was able to hear him, that means I wasn't dead. Thank
You're
God.
not. You're good,
From
girl.
his tone of voice, I gathered he was a doctor speaking to my parents. He said,
Wait, what
the
you-
damage she suffered to her head due to the fall snowball has resulted in severe internal bleeding
What
in
are you
her
watching?
brain, which is preventing enough oxygen.
A girl reacting to a girl reacting to a video called I was in a coma, but I heard everything.
Okay, is that scary?
No, not at all. Dad, you know I read a book about a boy in a coma, you know, with the dog.
That's
The-
true.
I think that dog was actually a Scottish Terrier. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
From reaching her body, resulting in a coma.
Like, isn't there a way that they can tell that this person is conscious still? There must be a way. Surely, like, your breathing would be different or your heart rate, right? Because you're awake.
But I wasn't in a coma. I was there with them.
She's
I heard
there,
my dad
guys.
crying and my mom inquiring about the treatment fees.
She's asking about the fees for the treatment while her dad is crying.
She's asking about the fees for the treatment while her daughter is in a coma and might die. That is, like in my last video, that is a brat, a pure brat. Everyone's a brat in this world. That's just no. No.
Like, she cares more about how much it's gonna cost than about her daughter being okay. I don't like this woman. She's mean. Like,
Yeah,
mean.
this
The
woman
doctors didn't
is
know
crazy.
what to do. They thought I was completely in a coma, but they always treated me nicely.
Oh,
All
that's
the
good.
time I spent in the hospital, I only heard my dad's voice.
Is
My
there-
mom,
She didn't come to see her?
I didn't know where she was, and I didn't hear anything related to her. Until the day
She's
the doctor
mean.
said there is nothing more they can do, and that it is best for me to return to my parents' home. I heard my mom arguing with my dad. She didn't want me back home.
What is wrong with this woman? What do you mean? You don't want her back home? That's her daughter. She's your blood.
I agree with this
Her
lady.
a burden that she didn't want to carry. But I went home anyway. I was happy because I was returning home. I heard my dad telling my mom that he finished the treehouse because that was the last thing I asked him to do.
What a good
That's why he
dad.
insisted on bringing me back home, so I could be near the things I love.
Oh, he's so sweet. He's so wholesome. I love her dad.
However, things went downhill from there.
Why?
I lost my ability to move. I failed all the mind exams they conducted on me in the hospital. So the doctors told my parents they could treat me as if I didn't exist.
Treat her as if she doesn't exist. But really, she hears everything that goes on.
It was just a hopeless attempt at keeping my unconscious body comfortable until I died. My dad tried his hardest to keep me comfortable, and that really annoyed my mom.
But why did it annoy her that he's trying to keep his own daughter comfortable? Shouldn't you be helping? Why even have a child if you don't care about your child? I'm triggered.
Yeah.
After a while, and the money dad was providing was no longer enough. Machines that were keeping me alive were too expensive. Before, I was able to escape my mom screaming and ranting without
Oh, I didn't even think about that. She literally cannot walk away. She has to put up with whatever screaming and fighting they're doing. This poor girl. I feel so bad for the girl and for the dad. The mom, on the other hand, I don't feel bad for her at all.
The whole thing felt like a nightmare. When my dad first got me Snowball, I thought that he was very smart and could just understand
Dogs are
without
smart.
having to talk to him. But my dad used to laugh and say, dogs are about as smart as a 3-year-old. They can feel
That's
when
not
you're
true.
happy, sad, or scared, but they can't read your mind.
Okay, fine. I guess they can't. Fine.
Deep down, though, I knew Snowball was no ordinary dog. He was special enough to be able to read my thoughts because we had this insane bond. Every time my parents started their screaming matches, I'd hear Snowball sitting beside me and barking in a low voice.
The dog
as if to tell me
knows.
that everything would be alright. I was sure that Snowball knew I was a prisoner in my body, unlike what everyone else believed. He never left my side. His breathing was my only comfort.
I wonder if you open her eyelids, if she can see. Because she's awake, she can hear things, she just can't physically open them. Why wouldn't they try that? But I guess even if they tried it, she wouldn't be able to signal to them that she can see them.
Entered my room at night and started moving my body left and right to help my blood circulate. Once he was done, he'd sit beside me and talk with me for an hour or so about his day.
He loves
used
her,
to-
as he should.
That didn't last for long. The last talk he had with me was about how tired he was, both physically and mentally. That he was very upset he had lost his little girl, the only person person in the whole world who used to listen to him. That day, I heard him sobbing so loudly. Then he suddenly said, "I can no longer bear to look at you like this anymore."
I mean, I feel bad for her, but I also kind of understand. Like, you know how hard that must be for the father? His wife is mean. His dog.
That is so sad. That's such a sad story. Such a sad story. Oh yeah, we've got 10 minutes in. Now I'm happy.
Daughter, he doesn't think he can hear him. I'm sure if he knew that she could hear him, he would continue going, but he thinks she's just completely not there. He thinks she's completely in a coma. She can't see, she can't hear, she can't feel, nothing. And he's tired.
A year quickly turned into 2.
Imagine being frozen for 2 years like that. Oh, I feel so bad.
I felt the person I used to be disappearing. Not just her body, but also her memories. My mom said that she'd had enough with my stuff taking up so much room, and that she could put the space to good use.
Must be a scary feeling like your memories are disappearing. Especially when you don't have many things creating new memories.
My mom said that she'd had enough of my stuff taking up so much room, and that she could put the space to good use. My dad wasn't able to refuse, so he just said that he'd move my things to the treehouse.
So they're just gonna keep her in the treehouse? I mean, at least she's happy there. But also the treehouse is kind of what caused this. Oh, I just got chills down my spine.
It wasn't long until I was moved out of my room to another one that was more practical and way smaller. It had barely enough room for my bed, machines, and for one person to be able to move around in. That was enough for me, according to my mom.
I don't like her mom.
What was worse was that this little room was next to the living room. That meant that I could hear everything.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
literally down to the tiniest details. 2 years turned to 3.
3 years? How long is it gonna take for her to be okay? Will she ever be okay? I mean, she's narrating this story, so she must be okay now. I have some hope.
Place with no one aware of my existence. It was like I was a ghost. Whenever my mom's friends came to visit, they used to ignore me, as if I was just part of the furniture. I was dead to everyone, just not in the ground. Only Snowball.
Oh, come on, connection issues. This is a sad story. Dad, did you take me off hotspot?
No. I didn't do anything. Still on hotspot.
Wow. No. Okay, I'm just gonna end this here because it's being annoying. So, bye guys. Hope you have a nice day. Peace out, bruh.
What's that, bro?
Peace out, bruh.